What is going on, guys? This is All Gaming with my review of Kill la Kill episode 6, and oh my god, what a fantastic episode. So it starts off with Ryuko questioning her teacher because she saw a picture of him and Tetsumagu in this bar. So of course, you know, the teacher at first was denying it till Ryuko showed the picture, and we learned that Mako's little brother had went around showing these rather perverted pictures of Ryuko to these guys, and that's how, you know, Ryuko saw it, because Mako's brother traded in those pictures for that picture. And so of course, you know, her teacher goes through that change where he becomes all cool and a badass, but he also becomes a huge pervert. And like at what point it got kind of weird, because we see him opening his shirt and his nipples start flashing. But that right there kind of reminded me of Frankie in One Piece, because he also had like a move or an ability called nipple lights. So that right there like made me laugh, of course. And we learned that that this guy is a part of Nudist Beach. In fact, he's the leader of it. And when he trusts Ryuko more, that is when, you know, he will tell her everything that she wants to know. So afterwards, like, she gets all upset and she storms off. And then we go to I believe his name is pronounced Sanageyama, and he wants to fight Ryuko. And we just see that Sasuke had ordered a truckload of life fibers, and it does make you wonder, like, what is she gonna do with them all? But she's just making, you know, 2-star uniforms for her lower, you know, her lower rank members. And Sanageyama, he really wanted to fight Ryuko, because ever since she came, everything had changed. And Sasuke, you know, did tell him by him following her, he'll be able to unleash his full power, you know, and go all out. And so then we see Sasuke, she's actually, you know, struggling a bit, because I'm guessing that her uniform is like really taking a toll on her. And we see that, like, even though she's so powerful with it, she does not have that bond that, you know, Ryuko has with hers. So maybe, you know, that's why is she like struggling with it, because they aren't that close like how Ryuko is with hers. Because I'm pretty sure that Senseku is, you know, like wanting her blood all the time, because when they fight, that's when he drinks her blood, and that's when they really become one. But I'm pretty sure with when Jinseku, it's a lot different with those two. So Sanageyama, he actually, you know, appears behind her, and Sasuke actually asks him, does he think that, you know, he can really, you know, sneak up on her like that? And then he, you know, he asks her if he can fight Ryuko, because apparently the Elite Four could only, you know, just stand over everybody and watch their fights. They actually, you know, can't fight her. So then we get a flashback, which to me it was like it was pretty cool, even though it was rather short, where we see a young Sanageyama and Sasuke, you know, about to have a fight, where Sanageyama had his own little gang of like 500 people that were like much older than him, and Sasuke, you know, we're gonna take them all on. And of course, you know, she beat all those fodder characters, and she actually, you know, wiped the floor with Sanageyama. So of course, you know, after that, Sasuke actually, you know, kind of tests him by breaking her own, you know, teacup and attacking him. And even though he said that, you know, she held back, I think it's because her body are still feeling the effect of wearing her uniform is why, you know, she didn't go all out. But it is interesting to know that if, you know, a uniform had 100% life fibers, then they will become like a god uniform, like how Ryuko and Sasuke have. So that was like definitely cool to know. And then afterwards, Sasuke actually gets a call from a woman named Ryuko, and I knew it was her mother, because later on in the episode they actually confirm it. But I am curious about how come they didn't show her. I was also wondering, like, what the hell was with that building that they had showed her in, because it had such a very weird, you know, a very weird and awkward design. You know, it was just out there. So I'm definitely wondering, like, what's going on with her, because her mother definitely seemed upset that she put on her so-called wedding dress already. So now Sanageyama had challenged Ryuko to a fight. And I felt like, during their fight, it was definitely good at first. Because like his uniform and his ability, it was pretty awesome. That whole blade regalia, I'm guessing that's how it's called. When I saw that, I thought back to Air Gear, because they had used that term a lot in that series, and his uniform was pretty epic as well. So I was definitely liking that a lot. And their fight was good, but I did feel like it was too early in the episode for it to happen. So I definitely knew something else was going to go on. But I felt like, after Ryuko had beaten him, even though he had that ability called Tengatsu, I believe it was called, I felt that fight was a little bit disappointing, because, he is an Elite Four, and he should be a powerhouse. So it's weird that he will lose to Ryuko in such a fashion, because his ability was pretty awesome. But the fact that he relied so much on his eyes like that, it definitely was a downfall. But overall, it was cool, because I definitely digged it a lot. So now he like really wanted to redeem himself, and so he had this like crazy idea, and I figure it has something to do with Vice. Now I think something a lot more on like a creepy, like he actually was going to have his eyes taken out, or gauged out, but he just had them sewn up, and that right there did make a lot more sense, because his eyes was a downfall before. So if he takes out this one weakness, then there shouldn't be a problem. And then during their rematch, because he actually did challenge Ryuko again, he just went in. It's like, because that he no longer rely on his eye, his power has become so great, and he now has Shingatsu, which is basically the eyes of the world. And this right here is a power up done right. You like take out your one weakness, and then you let your other abilities multiply off of that. So his character did develop quite well. Like, even though I liked his character before he kind of became cold and be like a lot more cheerful and kind of joking around, his like cold side makes him more of a badass. And now with his powers upgraded like this, it makes a lot more sense. So I'm definitely digging this character more, because he definitely went in on Ryuko. He kicked her butt, I'm not gonna lie. Like, she got her butt handed to her. So he like definitely doing good right now. And I even believe that Sasuke might be a little worried, because she actually like after their fight and Ryuko managed to escape, because apparently his own power had overpowered his own uniform, so it kind of like shut down on him because it overheated. So now the hit power is so great, but it is back now, because they have sewn in some more life fibers, and it should now be able to keep up with him. I definitely cannot wait for Ryuko to be able to defeat him, because she definitely gotta work harder, and she gotta get her own stuff like a power up. Like, even though she was at Sasuke level kinda, because they weren't on even grounds, she definitely not on a Sanageyama level, because this guy has the eyes of the world. And he was like able to kind of sneak up on Sasuke, because when she thought that he was behind her, he was actually right in front of her. So this guy, he might even go after Sasuke, because you never know. He's now at this kind of level where he might get a big hit and want to take over. So you never know what could happen. But this episode, it was freaking amazing. I loved it. I lived from the start to the end. Like, even though I knew that their fight was a little bit short in the beginning, because there was no way it could happen that early, I definitely liked what happened. After that, it was pretty good. I have to give the episode an A+ when it comes to ranking, because to me, it was definitely one of their best episodes so far. But as always, guys, don't forget to like the video and subscribe, because that really helps me out. But as always, you guys take it easy, and I'll see you all next time.